I had this great story. Sitting right there. There was a 12-year-old named Isaiah.
Mm-hmm.
Came in, bad attitude, wouldn't look at me, wouldn't talk to me. His parents made him come. And so I'm talking to him, and he wouldn't look at me. And I said, hey, Isaiah. I said, look at me. I said, don't disrespect me on my mat.
Mm-hmm.
What did I do to you to earn your disrespect? I said, look at me when I'm talking to you.
Mm-hmm.
He kept looking at his mom. I said, don't look at her, look at me.
Mm-hmm.
I said, you're 12 years old. I said, everybody works in the system. I said, in your family system, you have a mom and a dad. You're 12 years old. Your job is to do what they tell you to do. Mm-hmm. I said, so they're telling you to do jiu-jitsu twice a week. You're going to suck it up and you're going to do jiu-jitsu twice a week. Mm-hmm. He says, but I don't feel like it. I said, here's the problem. We're asking the wrong questions. Mm-hmm. I don't really care how you feel. Whether you're on this mat happy, sad, I don't care. Mm-hmm. What we need from you is we need obedience. We understand what you need. Mm-hmm. How you feel is irrelevant. Mm-hmm. So you need to do things that we ask you to do whether you feel like them or not. And when I was talking, I was saying this to him in front of the parents. Uh-huh. The parents were looking at me like they saw a ghost. Uh-huh. Because it's almost like this very basic concept was revolutionary to them. Like, it doesn't matter how you feel. Mm-hmm. You know, and I think that when we, you know, I use that analogy. I always use these like the children of Israel analogy, like we're taking back the land.
Yeah.
We need to go take back the land.
Yeah.
So it really doesn't matter how Johnny feels. Mm-hmm. If this decision is going to honor God and it's going to be good for him, then he needs to obey and do it with a good attitude because it's the right thing to do.
Right.
So that kid, Isaiah, okay, 2 months in, is a brand new kid. Comes on the mat, does all the warm-ups, has a good attitude. He's fighting. Uh-huh. He holds his shoulders up a little more. He looks you in the eye. Mm-hmm. This was, I saw that kid that day and I'm like, I'm never going to see that kid ever again. Because I laid into him right in front of his mom and dad. Yeah. Because he didn't need a buddy to affirm him.
Right.
He needed somebody to kick him in the butt and say, look, bro, you're so stuck on how you feel, mm-hmm. and it's all about you. This is not about you.
Right. And I'm thinking right now, as you're saying that, I'm thinking about this kid or any kid like that. And I'm thinking, okay, 10 years down the line, not getting that talked to, not being put through that discipline. At 22 years of age, how is he different than going through all this? Totally different individual.
Here's the kids. They get a phone, 10 years old. They're looking at porn. They're playing video games 4, 5, 6 hours a day. Mm-hmm. It's all instant gratification, on demand. Nobody's speaking into their life. They're the king of their own castle, and they're left to their own devices.
Right.
Gradually, their parents have no more influence on them. They cut out any friend that challenges them, because usually it's a live and let live philosophy.
Sure.
I'll do me, you do you. Nobody wants to make each other better.
Yeah.
And at 22, that has disastrous consequences. Mm-hmm. You know, you're smoking weed, hanging out with your buddies, playing video games, a chronic underachiever, mm-hmm. can't keep a real relationship because it requires commitment and sacrifice.
Right.
The consequences are devastating. So when you take a kid at a younger age when they're still pliable, mm-hmm. and you teach them these fundamental concepts like life isn't all about you, it doesn't really matter how you feel, mm-hmm. Have counsel in your life. Like I always talk about that Bible verse, faithful are the wounds of a friend.
Yeah.
You know, I tell kids what they're doing wrong in jiu-jitsu, not because I want to make fun of them. I tell them that because I want them to succeed.
Yeah.
So when I tell them something they're doing wrong, they can either heed my advice and get better, or they can think that they know everything.
Exactly.
And they get smashed.